Welcome to Active Sports TV. You're now tuned in and rocking out with your host, Active. Breaking news, basketball fans, Clipper Nation. It happened. It officially happened. James Harden is now a Cleveland Cavalier traded for Darius Garland and a second round pick. Let's get into the news. Let's break it all down. We got a lot to unpack. We're going to get my raw, uncut reaction. Being a Clipper fan, diehard Clipper fan for over 23 years, basically experiencing the whole James Harden era, my take on it, what it did for the Clippers, how it felt when James Harden became a Clipper, and the turmoil that we're dealing with today in the recent news that they have now committed to the trade and traded James Harden off to the Cleveland Cavaliers. We also are going to get some audio from Hoop Jabs breaking down some of the players' feelings and reactions to the news that was first reported about a day ago, hitting Clipper Nation right upside the head. No one knew this was coming. I'm still shocked by it. If you can't tell in my presence, I'm lost for words, but we got to let the content, and I gotta give my opinion to my followers, my subscribers on what took place. So now let's just get into the facts of everything. James Harden, 36 years old, been balling out for the Los Angeles Clippers, making the Clippers the hottest team as of recently in the last 20 games as of Christmas break. Turning back the clock, averaging 25 points per game, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, doing it all for the Los Angeles Clippers, man. My experience with James Harden in the James Harden era was fantastic. I cannot knock James Harden. He was a Clipper through and through, carried this franchise on his back, interacted with all of the fans, showed up every single game. Injury, no matter what. Kawhi out, Derrick Jones Jr. out, Zubac, whoever. The Clippers have had, the worst luck when it comes to health. But with James Harden, he has been the bright spot when it comes to our franchise, being someone that we can depend upon and carry this franchise to at least 50-something wins last season. It was a tremendous experience. The cards were stacked against James Harden, coming from Philadelphia, with the reputation that he has. This doesn't make it any better. Let's just go ahead and put it out there. I gotta go ahead. I'll get into that part of the segment when I get really into my overall, feelings on the trade. But averaging 25 points per game, bringing the Clippers back from a 6-21 start, which was horrible, all the way to now. Currently, we're now 23 wins with 26 losses, heading towards the All-Star break. And a lot of that impact, a lot of that shift in the Los Angeles Clippers, putting that run together, has to do with James Harden. The chemistry that he's developed with Kawhi Leonard. I believe this has been Kawhi's best, help partner, duo in since he's been the Los Angeles Clippers, since traded to the Los Angeles Clippers. With all that being said, we got to get into the facts of the matter and why this trade took in place. Now, a lot of people are speculating. Let's go ahead and put that to bed. To all you aspiration junkies, to all of you TMZ, waiting on Kawhi downfall guys, this is the reason why James Harden wanted out. Cut it out. That's far from the truth. put the narrative. That is not what took place here. James Harden, knowing that the Los Angeles Clippers were not trying to extend any contracts past the year 2027, trying to clear the books, trying to keep that cap space available so that they can capitalize on free agency during that year. That's why Kawhi is on an expiring contract that's due to expire in 2027. James Harden had a partial guaranteed contract that was also going to due to expire prior to 2027. Now, James Harden has been balling out this season. He has upped his value, and in James Harden fashion, the MO that James Harden has, he's going to capitalize upon that. Um, in this state where the Los Angeles Clippers is fighting for a play-in spot, barely on the cusp of maybe or maybe not making the playoffs. We know James Harden wants to compete. We know James Harden wants to be in the top tier in whatever conference, trying to chase a ring. He's in his final years. As I mentioned, 36 years of age. He wants to be with a true contender. He wants to be able to compete for a ring. But more than anything, James Harden wants the bag. That's just getting real. James Harden wants the bag. And what better moment for James Harden to pull this crap that he pulled when he done all of the work to up his trade value to try to capitalize on extending his career. Now I can't be mad at him. Uh Taking the feelings out, taking the fan base, the fandom out, you know, business wise, this was a perfect strategic move on James Harden's part. Hate it or love it, me being a diehard Clipper fan, I'm disgusted by it, but the facts are the facts. This man has been balling out, and if he did not ask out for a trade at this point in time, it was no telling if this would maybe the last contract that James Harden seen. Him being a strategic businessman and also a great player, capitalize on that. So let's go ahead and kill the narratives. Like I said, to all you aspiration junkies, Pablo, you don't got nothing. Kawhi is selected in the All-Star game. We're going to put that to rest. We'll get the results after that. But that was not the cause or the reason James Harden decided to move on from the Los Angeles Clippers. He wants the bag. And in recent talks with Lawrence Frank in the front office, I'm quite sure Steve Ballmer was, tipped to it, to what was taking place in the conversation between the two, and it wasn't going in James Harden's favor. They have, put both foot down and let it be known that they have a plan, and James Harden is not a part of it. So I like to, applaud Florence Frank in the front office for standing on business and not, you know, selling the franchise short, committing to James Harden on the false pretenses that he's going to be durable for years to come. So I think that this was great on both parts. I think it's no bad blood. The fan base, in my opinion, we should have no hard feelings towards James Harden. James Harden was one of the best Clippers that we ever had in franchise history. I've been here for 23 years to vouch for it. It's not even debatable. This man is tied with the highest points scored as a Clipper, period. Period. In his short 2-year span with the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm not going to tolerate the James Harden disrespect. At the end of the day, he ran from the grind. He definitely ran and quit on the team in the middle of the season as we try the battle to get to that playoff play-in spot. Um, he left. These conversations could have taken place in the offseason. But taking the fandom out of it, speaking on the business terms, this was perfect on his behalf. So just to break down now, let's welcome, Darius Garland, a 26-year-old all-star point guard, a fantastic floor general himself, has a lot of potential. Cleveland have went all the way and win 64, 65 games the season prior to this season, making them one of the more favorites going into this season due to Darius Garland health. We do know he has, health issues. The Clippers, we do not have the best track record when it comes to health, but hopefully with a new scenery, new medical staff, and just overall his ability to recover being so young, he can now put this franchise on his back and show the world how good Darius Garland really is. So, Clipper Nation, Clip City, Clip Gang, let's welcome Darius Garland with open arms. This is a fantastic move for us. Our future is now looking bright. I think now with Kona, Yannick Kona Niederhausen, um, him and Darius Garland being able to grow, Darius Garland able to, develop chemistry with him. We know that Darius is fantastic with bigs. Zubac now has someone that he can play off of that will definitely be looking for him, will not be stagnant with the ball. It's going to be a lot of ball movement for the Los Angeles Clippers. And this may be a perfect fit for Kawhi Leonard. The season Kawhi Leonard is having right now, he's on a tear. We've all been, somewhat skeptical of the play style and the James Harden system. At times, we feel that it's beneficial during the regular season, during the playoffs. It's dreadful. So to, now get a new look at that PG position, someone who can average 25 point per game as well, averaging close to 6 to 7 assists. Um, a little smaller. Excuse me, a little under the weather, man. This weather is crazy. These last couple of days out here in Los Angeles, man. But nonetheless, the show must go on. So at this point in time, I want to go ahead and get into the audio of the news before the trade was official. And we're going to go ahead and slide over to Hoop Jabs and we're going to check out some of the work that he did, man. They do phenomenal work over there at Hoop Jabs, man. Great work. I'm going to get Kawhi Leonard for you guys and we'll break it down together. Sorry about that. We got a lot of traffic around here. Give me 1 second. Get ready to clock in and get them hours. Let me go and set y'all up. So this is coming from Hoop Jabs. This is Kawhi's reaction to the news against, whereas they played the Philadelphia 76ers.
This is part of the plan. So, no surprise.
What are your thoughts hearing that?
That's quite no comment on respect his decision or whoever decision it is. That's it. You stay up. Oh, yeah. Trust.
I feel like that was maybe weighing you guys would all say it to his game.
That's all about. I ain't got no questions about the game.
So that's the breakdown on Kawhi's reaction. Totally surprised. He doesn't know where this came from. Wasn't aware, wasn't talked to prior to this happening. He says that no matter the circumstances, you now know James Harden is the Cleveland Cavalier, that they're still going to be boys. At the end of the day, it's a business, and you got to do what's best. But you can tell this definitely destroyed the locker room. This hit the locker room blindsided. Let's get some more reactions. Give me 1 second. We're gonna go ahead and set up John Collins, and his reactions to the news.
What wasn't going right?
I'm not necessarily sure. Whenever I think about it in that sense, it's more than one thing. Offensive execution, making a lot of tough shots, breaking out of the back.
Go ahead and set that up.
Does that come as a surprise to you, or had you heard?
No, it definitely was shocking. Obviously, I don't know too much right now. I'm just going to continue to see how it unfolds and go with it.
mean, given where you guys are at right now,
Shocking.
how big of would that be a disappointment to see him go at this stage?
Hell yeah. I mean, definitely be
But it's good.
just again a shock for me. I feel like for the team and what we've been able to do, and our season turnaround. So definitely just something different, some out of left field. But we'll again continue to handle it, folks.
How have you kind of, before you guys handled trade deadline week? I don't know if you've been super involved, like rumor-wise, or how have you handled that?
No, definitely. Well, at least my name has been involved a lot. I feel like, and at this point, I'm somewhere in between, just not looking at my phone and thinking I'm a GM and being like, "Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice."
So that's basically John Collins' reaction. He didn't want James Harden to go. I mean, someone that valuable to the core of what you're doing that has unlocked your season. John Collins is having one of the best seasons of his career since December. I mean, this man has been on a tear. And partially this is credited to James Harden. Hater to love it, James Harden haters. But James Harden, man, he makes his teammates better. I can vouch for that. I've seen it with my own eyes. And the locker room, by the effects, you can tell, he is the leader. He is a guy that galvanized troops and, turn the season around. So with that leaving the locker room in the middle of the season, it's going to hurt, man. It hurt the fan base. I know it's going to hurt the players, coaching staffs as well. Jeff Van Gundy, they was just celebrating Jeff Van Gundy's birthday, and James Harden was the one leading the charge in that, making sure that everybody congratulated Jeff and celebrated Jeff. So it's close bonds, real strong ties, man. I didn't see this coming, and I'm quite sure a lot of people in Clipper Nation didn't see this coming. Again, sorry about me. I'm trying to not drip and have no boogers on here, but man, it's crazy out here with this weather, a little under the weather. But now let's switch things over to Darius Garland and what this looks like for the Los Angeles Clippers with the new addition to the roster. I think this is great. Get Derrick Jones Jr. coming back. Now we got Chris Dunn, Darius Garland, Kawhi Leonard, John Collins, Zubac. That should still, be the starting five when Darius Garland returns from, being injured. Until then, we move, I say, Kawhi to the shooting guard. Keep Chris Dunn in the starting lineup. Insert Derrick Jones Jr. From the bench to the small forward. Keep John Collins as a starter. Also keep Zubac, and then we work with the young guys who's been showing out and blossoming this season, and the Jordan Millers, Kobe Sanders, along with Brook Lopez. These guys here be able to, stay in the course. You know what I mean? Also, for next season, Bradley Beal being out a full season, getting surgery. We do have him for one more year. I believe his last year is an option, player option, depending on if he finds better offers. But it is potentially that Bradley Beal will probably be coming back next year with Kawhi Leonard on his final year. And we don't know how that'll look along Darius Garland being or thinking that we keep the core what is. We don't know. The trade deadline has not ended. We have until February 5th. From what I'm hearing in these streets, the Clippers are not quite done yet. They may be making a move. We do have Bogey Bogdanovic, someone who has not got really too much playing time this whole season, who is coming off the books this season. That makes him a good option for this trade deadline to other teams. Someone may be interested trying to free their books. We don't know what we may add to that. Also, Derrick Jones Jr., being that he's a viable piece, being that the young guys like Kobe Sanders, Jordan Miller has stepped up and has showed out, trying to convert those guys to standard contracts. definitely will be in play. So it's a lot of things going on in Clipper Nation right now that we should be excited about and we should pay close attention to. And your boy Active will be keeping you updated on the LAC news. We are back. We will be dropping more long-term content over here on this channel. This is my reaction. My uncut, raw opinion on it is, do your thing, James Harden. You did everything that was needed to be, an honorary Clipper in my book. And I wish you well in your last final seasons. Yeah, you ran out on us. Yeah, yes, man. Yeah, doing the episode on it right now, man. Doing the episode. Yeah, man. Crazy news, crazy news. But yeah, man, you did what you needed to do for the nation, man, for the franchise. And in your final seasons, man, go and chase that ring, bro. Do your thing. You ran out on the grind, though. We will have to, hold you accountable on that. You know what I mean? This is something that you do, you know what I mean? And it will stay in your career overall. But um, I'm happy, you know what I mean? We get our team back, you know what I mean? We can run traditional basketball again. We don't have to hear about, people over complaining about James Harden and the system no more. That's gone. So now it's on Kawhi Leonard now. So I'm looking forward to see what we do. And yeah, man, stay tuned, man. Active Sports TV, man. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Tune in. I'm about to go ahead and clock in, get these hours in, man. But this was a must, man. And y'all know what it is, man. Stay activated at all time, man. Keep family first. Until next time, we out of here. Deuces.